ASEA develops all of its products internally. We have a wide array of scientists on staff with different discipline and expertise to build products leveraging Redox science. Okay, so this is the first step of the manufacturing process right over here. This is the reverse osmosis unit. This is very similar to what a lot of us have in our homes to soften the water. It removes the mineral content from the water. Those of you that have been taking ASEA for a long time know that redox signaling molecules are highly unstable. So any impurities in the water can hurt the shelf life of the product and its overall effectiveness when you're taking it. So it's really important that our product uses as pure water as possible. So this is the first step, reverse osmosis. After it goes through this system, it's going to go through these tanks here. You'll notice they have a slight glow to them. This glow is coming from a UV bulb that emits UV light to eliminate any possible bacteria growth in the water. We'll go to the next step here after these tanks. Okay, so after the water has gone through the UV treatment within the storage tanks, it's going to pass through this here where the water is further purified. This purification system is called the deionization system. It's pulling all of those trace minerals and metals out of the water and then finally polishing it before we use it in our process. This system is capable of producing about 200 gallons per minute of purified water for our manufacturing process. The water will be put into these small tanks. We'll then add USP grade, US Pharmacopoeia grade salt, sodium chloride, and will perform the patented electrochemical process that makes the redox signaling molecules. Once the redox signaling molecules are made, they're transferred to the second tank for a pH balance, and then finally into the large tanks in the back where we dilute to 4,000 gallons or one batch of ASEA. That's about 15,000 bottles. Once it ends up mixed in that big batch there, 4,000 gallons, our quality team is going to pull samples and send those to third-party labs for testing, as well as testing it here internally at ASEA. In order for that product to pass onto the packaging section, both of those tests have to match. Once we know that they match and that the product passes specification, it's approved for transfer into the storage tanks down there on the other side of the room. And then they finally end up in these tanks here. You can see these tanks are connected to this pump. This pump transfers the product on an overhead line here into the fill room. And this only happens after all of the documentation has been reviewed and the product and the process has been approved by our quality staff. Once it gets that approval, it can be transferred using this pump system into the filler to be filled into the bottles and then the final packaging before it's shipped.